Happy Friday. Will Silva inside the NFL Network newsroom with the latest news from around the league. And 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo already has the experience of being in 2 Super Bowls. But there's a difference between being in a Super Bowl and playing in a Super Bowl, the latter of which Garoppolo was not able to do. Jimmy G was a spectator on the sideline to see Tom Brady's brilliance as he guided New England to 2 Super Bowl titles. Now, under center for the Niners, Garoppolo is using everything he gleaned from TV12 and using it to prepare for Super Bowl 54 against the Chiefs.
I think just how calm he was, how, and everyone says that you got to treat it like another game, but just the way that he actually did it. I mean, I was right, up close and personal, just getting all the, picking up everything I could, seeing how he went about his business and everything. And obviously it worked out the 2 times that I was there with him. And so try to transfer that over to my game.
To go through all that and still find a way to overcome and persevere and still have that mental mindset, I can play in this game. It says a lot about the character of the man. And knowing that about that kid, I mean, the kid just has a heart of a lion. And ideally, just being a former running back coach and played the position, you're a fan of people that encompasses that attitude. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be a fan of him on Sunday. But I think the kid is just a tremendous kid. He's a tremendous person, obviously. And I know our defense is looking forward to the challenge.
Mostert can become the first player in NFL history with 200-plus rushing yards in consecutive playoff games. All of this, and he has yet to start a game in his career. We'll see how Tevin Coleman is feeling because maybe he'll get it in the Super Bowl.
Hey, Silva, it's your birthday?
It is.
I wish I can kiss you, man.
Happy birthday. Go kiss him. Go kiss him.
Go on, Nate. If you want an Altoid, get in there.
I want one too. No, Nate. Nate.
Happy birthday,
Nate.
sweet. All right, so we good? We good now?
Happy
Is it?
birthday.
Any more birthdays? Okay. Kisses?
I can tell you right now.
Charles' birthday.
Sean McVay's birthday today.
kiss
Neil
him.
Diamond's birthday today.
Mwah.
Go on.
Mwah.
Yes.
See you later, forever in
going.
blue jeans.
There we
Will,
go.
we love you.
I
We love you.
Same year
Love
for
you
you, Chanel?
guys.
I don't know.
That would be really weird.
Maybe so.
I like it.
1979.
Are you guys twins separated at birth?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes, I'm the Danny DeVito. Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins. It looked like Smashing Pumpkins playing the dodgeball court
Did it?
yesterday, guys, because everybody was out. Even the big fellas played a little dodgeball. Look at Big Q Nelson.
Ah!
Quinn Nelson took a shot to the face.
Never seen him on the other
More
end.
on that
To the
shortly.
face.
But afterwards, Jarvis Landry. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. Nate,
stud.
He's so focused.
Ooh, that looked like Jalen, and he gets picked. That means you're out, guys. Catching the ball. Look at him flip the hair back. These guys care so much about this game.
It was tied 4-4 in the final event. Landry did his thing, and they got it. The Aces took home the title with a 7-4 win.
A huge fallout from this. Quentin Nelson took a face shot, said on Twitter, $100 Venmo to the first person who can tell me who did that. He wanted to name the amateur sleuthing says it was Chicago Bear Eddie Jackson. That's what they say, but we've not confirmed.
Oh, he didn't see it.
He didn't see who hit. It was blindsided. So people are saying it was Eddie Jackson. So there might be
Now he
beef.
knows how it feels when he comes in with one of those pancake blocks. Though.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what that's like. Very good. Jane Slater is having the time of her life down there with Omar Ruiz, and she caught up with Amari Cooper, free agent Amari Cooper-ish in Orlando yesterday, set to be a free agent.
I know you hate these questions because you've gotten them all year long. Stephen Jones says that you are going to be right there at the top of the list in terms of getting a contract done. Has your agent or you had any discussions with the Jones family about that so far?
Nah, I haven't talked to my agent about, the contract situation. We've been talking about other things like the Pro Bowl, things that have to do with the Super Bowl. I don't want to rush it. I think it's not something that's imminent. So just taking it day by day.
Do you want to be back in Dallas?
I do. I mean that wholeheartedly. I love Dallas. Just to be a player coming from, just to have the opportunity to play on a different team. You see the changes and stuff like that, and I feel like it's home. I feel like I want to live there for a long time. So, yeah.
Appreciate your time. Have fun this week.
He's calm, collected. He's saying nothing's imminent. He's taking it day by day. And you'll see him and some of the biggest stars in the NFL down in Orlando for the 2020 Pro Bowl. It's presented by Verizon. You could see it Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and on ABC. And we'll have more from the Skills Challenge throughout the show. Don't you worry about that. We'll show you everything you might have missed. I want to see Threading the Needle. So Russell Wilson with like goggles on.
Yeah.
It looked like a Nickelodeon set down
It was
there.
really cool.
Loved it. But I want to talk about what to expect from those superstars with a little game that we're liking to call Orlan-Do or Orlan-Don't. Ready?
I'm in.
We saw Amari Cooper there. Him and Zeke Elliott, they're down at the Pro Bowl. And despite the Cowboys finishing 8-8 and missing the playoffs, Orlan-Do or Orlan-Don't, you think the Cowboys will enter the 2020 season as the best team in the NFC East?
Oh, it seems so disrespectful to the Eagles. But I'm going to go with Orlan-Do.
You're going to pick the Cowboys? Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I just feel like with what they have going on, I'm talking about Mike McCarthy and him saying that, you know what, I'm going to have an up-tempo, fast-paced offense. You look at Zeke. I mean, they used him pretty well last year, and people say, well, I think Mike McCarthy's not going to use him as much as he needs to be used. I disagree. I feel like he's going to incorporate Zeke very well. And Dak Prescott had 4,000 yards passing this year. I'm going with Orlando.
Do you think they find a way to keep Amari, get Dak's deal done, everyone gets to stay?
Nah, one of those guys have to go, and it might be Amari.
It's musical chairs, right, in Jerry World, but I'm also going to say Orlan-Do, because this is going to be in August, and we're going to be so parched for football, and you get very seduced by that blue star, and they got a brand new head coach. It doesn't matter that they got beat by a shell of an Eagles team that was down to the fifth-string guys. I think they will enter the season as the favorite. They have very good, talented players. The question for this Cowboys team is, are they going to end the season as the favorite? That will be answered in December.
And as much as we get fixated or get intoxicated by the Oxnard practice and all the different outdoor stuff we have, I've got to go Don't, because I also saw them lose to the Jets. I saw them lose at home to a Bills team by a lot of points, and when they needed it most, they didn't show up. I will respect the victors, because guess what? The Eagles, like you said, that was not their starters position. So if the Eagles are fully healthy, they couldn't beat them. I got to give respect to the NFC East reigning champions, Philadelphia Eagles, McCown, Wentz, whoever's under center.
Boston Scott.
I'm with
Hello,
you,
Josh Perkins. I'm in.
I am with you. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson made his first Pro Bowl this season, and he'll likely be named the most valuable player at NFL Honors, which you can see on February 1st, the night before Super Bowl 54. Orlan-Do or Orlan-Don't, Shriggs? You believe that Lamar Jackson is the front runner for MVP next season.
Next season.
Let's just, next season. Fast forward.
Love me some Lamar Jackson. We're living in Mahomes' world right now. I think Mahomes grabbed that crown back over the last 3-4 weeks, and I think with Lamar exiting and with Mahomes having the rise he's had the past few weeks, we're back on Mahomes being the guy and the face of the league. Lamar's going to be in the conversation. We can have several others, Deshaun Watson, Derrick Henry, whoever has shown up great this season. I think it's Mahomes' world right now, and if he goes on a float and goes down to Disneyland, you better believe it's a whole offseason of Mahomes contract talk, Mahomes MVP talk, and Mahomes repeat talk. I think it's Mahomes' world. We're just living in it right now.
Yeah, it's a little recency bias, right, if he goes and wins this Super Bowl in Miami. But I'm going with Orlan-Do, because there wasn't a game this year where Lamar Jackson wasn't as entertaining as something we've never seen. I mean, this was a combination of Michael Vick with some of the passing skills of some of our best quarterbacks. There were games this year where Pat Mahomes didn't light up the scoreboard. But there were games this year where Lamar Jackson, whether he did it on the ground or did it in the air, was unstoppable. Unstoppable. And I don't think that's going to stop right now. I think he has a strong chance of repeating. You guys got to understand, this was his first year as a full starter. What do you think is going to happen his second year as a full starter? It can get even worse for defenses.
I'm going to say Orlan-Don't just for fun, because this could get wild. Nobody predicted Lamar was going to be the MVP. Even Peter, who was really big on Mahomes, did not predict the MVP. It's kind of a funny thing that 2 years in a row, it has been a second-year quarterback, which means that next year's MVP could be Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins, Gardner Minshew, Duck Hodges. Peter, I know you're holding out for David Blau, the Thanksgiving Day starter. And when David Blau wins that thing, you know who I hope announces it? I hope it's Owen Wilson, so he can say, David Blau. Wow. David Blau, it's my MVP.
MVP is about numbers.
Drew Lock,
the reason Patrick
Kyler,
Mahomes,
too. You didn't mention Kyler.
I think a lot of the reason the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl is because it's not the numbers Patrick Mahomes putting up. He put up half the touchdowns he did last year. So if MVP is numbers, I hope that Mahomes doesn't get it, because it means the defense is playing as well as they've been playing. They're running the ball a little bit more. Lamar Jackson, look at the jump from year one to year two. You think he's not not going to take that early exit for the Ravens and work so much harder to improve even more in year 3?
You can make the argument if Mahomes didn't miss those games, he
Yeah,
would have
who
been
knows?
cooking this year.
Do we all agree it's Lamar this year?
Yes.
Yes.
This year.
I wish I didn't.
Hey,
but
Yeah.
there's a name that I left out that is
Who?
really intriguing.
Who's this?
Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say that
for
like,
sure,
and,
Kyler
like,
Murray.
Kyler had a
call.
really good
Good
rookie
call.
season, and if they add some free agent talent, it's not crazy to think Kyler's this year's Lamar, where he has that big breakout second season.
Unless Daniel Jones takes it from him.
Or David Blau.
Next year. From seasoned veterans to rising stars, your access to awesome is on. When the stars of the NFL's 100th season team up at the 2020 Pro Bowl presented by Verizon. You can see amazing plays, mic'd up players, epic celebrations. It is all the awesome you can handle. Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ABC, and you just know we'll have the highlights on Monday for you. Right here on Good Morning Football. More ahead, just how hyped are we for Super Bowl 54? As hyped as when wardrobe gives you Nate's coat and you find $100 in pocket.
He has a